From the Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
Our field hockey team remains on top with its depth and an insane lineup. But do you know who also has an insane lineup?
Us today on our show. Stay tuned for interviews with current and former UNC athletes. Good morning and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Emma Kane.
And I'm Madeline Haichu.
The top-ranked field hockey Heels were unkind to the Richmond Spiders in Karen Shelton Stadium on Friday. It was a busy first half for the Heels. Senior Danny Mendez, who scored back-to-back goals, recording her 10th of the season. Riley Heck would nail a goal off an assist from a powerhouse forward, Charlie Bruder, just minutes before Eliza Perrin glided the ball to Heck for another score. Before halftime, Bruder put up a goal of her own off a penalty corner to bring the score 5-0. Heck stayed hot in the third period, securing her second hat trick of the season. While Richmond would take 8 shots in the second half, only one of those would convert into a goal. The Heels secured the 6-1 win, keeping their home winning streak intact. Our field hockey analyst Sophia Gray is live with Riley Heck at Karen Shelton Stadium to show us a little bit of the moves showcased in Friday's game. Sophia?
I'm here with Riley Heck. Now, Riley, you guys had a massive blowout win again on Friday, 6-1. You had a hat trick yourself, but let's talk about this upcoming Friday. I mean, it's going to be senior night. Last time you played at Karen Shelton Stadium. Just talk me through how you're feeling right now with that.
Definitely fired up. As a team, we're ready to play on Friday. I mean, Duke is always a big game, and it's our last of the regular season, so we just got to prepare this week.
And I heard in your free time you're a coach. Can you show me a couple moves?
I sure can. I mean, one of my favorite moves and the best move of field hockey is simple pull right, pull left, and you literally just go back and forth. It's hard. It looks easy, but it's very hard to do. So,
all right, well, let's give this a go.
So what you're going to do is put your left hand on the top and then your right hand on the bottom, and then you're going to just start pulling left and right. Good, and just you go faster and faster as you get used to it. There we go. We're killing it already.
I think we should leave that to the pros. I bet y'all can do this though, like muscle memory at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can definitely do it with my eyes closed.
Wait, let's see it.
Oh God. I mean, sometimes. Oh, there we go. Just like that, I guess.
Wow. I mean, we definitely just need to leave this to the pros, but thank you so much for having me out here and teaching me everything.
Thank you.
Right, back to you guys at the desk.
I'm excited to see Riley and the rest of the pros on their game this week.
Now moving over to the court on Friday, the 21st ranked Carolina volleyball faced the unranked Notre Dame's Fighting Irish in UNC's first home matchup since early October. Notre Dame took the first 2 sets, but in the third, kills by Bridget Malone and Jackie Taylor established the tone early, and the Heels took the set. The fourth was neck and neck. Malone to put down 4 fiery kills to give the Heels some momentum mid-set. And the women closed with an ace by Sienna Kaza. The momentum swung back and forth in the 5th, and Sophie Hampton's energetic kills tied the set. A Lainey Smith kill wrapped the set at 15-13. The reverse sweep allows Carolina to keep the win streak alive. Now on Sunday, Carolina faced a top 10 opponent. After number 8 Louisville dominated the first set, the Heels came out more focused with 13 kills, many of them coming from Haley Pierce, but they couldn't make it stick, losing the set by 2. In the third set, they kept the same energy with sophomore hitter Lainey Smith, 5 kills, and a winning spike from Chelsea Thorpe. In the fourth set, the Heels fought hard, and on the last play, Coach Mike Shaw challenged the tip. Ultimately, the refs didn't agree, and the Heels fell 3-1 to Louisville.
Yeah, I mean, we said in the locker room this is a team that we expect to see again. And teams like this we expect to see again. I mean, we're gonna go far, and so this is training for that, and we're gonna be better next time, and that's all there is to it. Yeah.
While the Heels came out with a loss, they held on close to a strong team, an accomplishment in itself. For more on this top-ranked matchup, volleyball analyst Mary Lee Tu is in the studio. Mary Lee.
Thanks, Maddie. Although the result wasn't what Carolina fans wanted, a lot was still proven on the court. Let's take a look. The first set was a struggle, largely due to shaky play in the back row. Carolina just didn't quite adapt correctly to the sheer velocity of Louisville swings. Look here. Kalissa Blackshear, before she even gets the ball, let's look to the back court. They're closer to the attack line, most likely because they expected a touch off of a block resulting in a short ball. But Kalissa Blackshear's insane vertical was not taken into account, and she sends the ball hurling past Bridget Malone and Zoe Barrett. It was plays like that that allowed Louisville to gain a 15-point deficit in the first set. Maddie May described Carolina's defense as being asleep in the first set. But the best thing about Carolina volleyball is they know how to adapt and reset moving forward, which is exactly what they did in the second and the third set. They still lost the second, won the third, but let's take a look at a play in the second, and I'm going to be a little bit nitpicky. Look at Louisville's blocker. Her shoulder positioning was headed right towards Maddie May, the libero. She's in her defensive stance. She's ready to retrieve the ball, but instead of being proactive and going after the ball, she lets it come to her. I don't know if a little bit of nerves were into play, but this wasn't characteristic of Maddie's performance usually. So it was still a good pass. I'm just being a little tough on her. Sienna Kaza sets the ball. Haley Pierce, she reads it well, sends it down the line. It was a great play, but you have to be on your A game when you're playing a top team like Louisville. And in this last clip, it is exactly what I'm talking about, doing good. Zoe Barrett receives the ball. Great set. Sophie sends it over, but Louisville's blockers are just some of the best in the nation. They send it right back over, but UNC anticipates that, works together, gets the ball over, and Chelsea Thorpe sends it down, gets a touch off of a block for a great point. They have tough competition coming up this weekend, and with a performance like this, I think they can focus on what they did right and reset going forward.
Thanks, Marilee. Carmichael is booked and busy this time of the year, and the Tar Heels continue to fill it.
From volleyball to women's basketball to gymnastics, the women are taking over Carmichael, and it's not just the players on the court.
Yes, Emma, you're so right. Family ties continue to become more prevalent in the world of sports. Alexandra Jones spoke with one of the few mother-daughter coaching duos in the NCAA.
The Durantes grew up in a family of gymnasts, but not all left the sport with glowing reviews.
I honestly didn't want Sammy to do gymnastics. I had, kind of grew up in an era of gymnastics that it was a little bit of a love-hate for me.
But Sammy stuck with it, and Dana eventually gave in.
I think in high school, I already knew that I kind of watching my mom coach, and I was like, that's something that I want to be able to do, is just inspire younger athletes.
From college athlete to volunteer, Sammy rose as the best candidate for the NCAA's new 4th coaching slot.
Her ability to really coach, connect one-on-one while understanding there's a very firm boundary between athlete and coach, even though you are the same age as your seniors.
I'm outside Carmichael Arena, where the Gym Heels will kick off their season soon. Under Dana's tenure, UNC Gymnastics has reached new heights thanks to a staff with not one, but 2 Durantes at the helm.
The two said they found balance between work and family.
Our athletes and our other staff members, support staff, is just a big family, so that makes it a little bit easier to just kind of feel that relationship and not feel like we have to act a different way in and out of work.
And for Dana, watching her daughter coach is a privilege.
As a mother, I kind of move into that mother role with her and think, and what an honor that I get to watch her walk through that daily and see how our team responds and the positive impact in their growth.
Whether related by family or staff, the Gym Heels stick together. I'm Alexandra Jones, reporting.
The Gym Heels will kick off their home opener at Carmichael in just 3 months. And I'm excited for the winter sports, but you can't forget about the fall. So on Saturday, the football team took on UVA. UNC is back in Kenan, ready to fight back against the controversy and face UVA on Saturday afternoon. The Tar Heels and Cavaliers traded field goals before UVA converted on a 30-yard pass for the score. With UVA ahead 10-3, quarterback Gio Lopez found Kobe Paysor for a 26-yard pass to the 1-yard line and then punched it in himself to tie the game. A scoreless second half ensued. UNC's defensive lineman ended UVA's last possession with a sack before Lopez threw an interception to keep the game tied. In overtime, the Cavaliers punched the ball in quickly. Then the Tar Heels responded with Lopez dishing off a pass to running back Davion Gauze. Down by 1, North Carolina went for 2, but missed converting by inches. UNC falls 17-16.
It feels like it's just everybody first. It's everybody first who's inside of this building, you know. I mean, all the spotlights on us, all this stuff, everybody saying the B's leaving, all these allegations and all this stuff. We're not worried about that, man. We're just going out and just want to compete for each other. And I feel like that's the biggest thing.
The Heels showed improvement for the second week in a row, but still came up short. Let's toss it over to Alden's All-Stars to hear more about the close loss and what the Heels might be missing. Alden.
Yeah, thanks, Emma. Listen, the Heels had a hard-fought game. They made it go to the very end of the wire, but the reality is it was a defense that held strong. They did lose the game, but they were strong until overtime. Let's look right here. There's a three-man rush right here. Three-man rush should never get to the quarterback, but here we're going to get there. Look at Isaiah Johnson, who's going off against the center. He's going to give a little shake and a little bake. He's going to get around the center, sack the guy. I mean, he's 270 pounds. I mean, that's a massive guy, big guy. And Chandler Morris stood no chance there. Moving on, though, this is a five-man rush, or at least we show five. We're only going to bring four. And the guy to watch is Melcart, our edge rusher. He's been good all year long. He had 3 sacks in this game. I'm going to set it up, though. These 3 wideouts, they're all running hitches because they only need a first down. So they're just going to about here and then curling and sitting, meaning that this play takes some time to develop, so Chandler Morris has to buy time, and in this case, he cannot. Let's look at it. Look at Melcart on the edge. He comes back in as Chandler Morris steps up in the pocket, and he sacks Morris. I mean, we had 6 sacks against the Cavaliers. Put that in perspective, the Cavaliers had only given up 5 sacks prior to this game. That's big time for the Heels defense, specifically the guys in the trenches. And then last but not least, because the defense played so well, we had a chance to win it with this 2-point play. Everybody knows it, but we got to relive it here. Look at Benjamin Hall, our back right here. He's going to give a little motion, and then he's going to come back this way. He's just going to run into the flat. Virginia's defense is all in zone. We don't find a gap in that zone. In return, Lopez has to dump it off to Hall. Hall can't get in. He gives it his all. I mean, we were about a foot short, an inch short. I don't know. It felt like an inch. We came up short again. The reality is people will point the finger at Bill Belichick, say we should have gone for 2. But the thing is, it was the penalties, the turnovers, and the inconsistent offenses that has plagued us all year long, that plagued us once again in this game. Emma?
Thanks, Alden. While the Heels on campus might not be doing so well this week, we have pros all around the world who are shining.
Yeah, on Sunday, Drake May and the Patriots took down the NFL's top-ranked defense, the Cleveland Browns. May wasn't perfect when he delivered, but it counted. Despite an early interception and fumble, he bounced back to throw 3 touchdowns. May and the offense came alive in the second, highlighted by a trick play drive and touchdown passes to Hunter Henry, Stephon Diggs, and Kayshon Boutte. UNC's own Mac Hollins led the receiving corps with 7 catches for 89 yards. May finished 18 of 24 for 282 yards and added 53 more on the ground. Now over to basketball. After being traded from the Magic, former UNC standout guard Cole Anthony turned heads for the Bucks on Friday in a 122-116 win against the Raptors. In just his second game in a Bucks uniform, Anthony notched 23 points plus 7 assists off the bench. He was second in scoring for Milwaukee and recorded 9 of his points in the fourth quarter as the Bucks pulled away. Showcasing the explosive power and agility of his college days, Anthony looks to make a name for himself on the squad.
And back to the collegiate level, the UNC men's soccer team was back on the road this weekend, hoping to snag a key ACC win. The Tar Heels battled Syracuse in a hard-fought conference matchup in New York. The Orange broke through the 35th minute, and despite 8 shots on goal, Carolina couldn't find the equalizer. Still, this team showed the kind of grit and heart you love to see, fighting for every chance to come back. And as Coach Lasso might say, they need to be a goldfish. Shake it off, forget the loss, and get ready to play their best back home next week.
Coming off a loss at Miami, the women's soccer team was back at Dorrance on Sunday, ready to take on the Syracuse Orange. In the 29th minute, Olivia Thomas made an incredible run, taking on 2 defenders and placing it in the corner of the goal. 5 minutes later, Thomas struck again, receiving the ball from Hope Munson in traffic and tapping it in. Syracuse answered, making it 2-1. The Heels scored 2 more times in the half, including an incredible header by Kate Fossey. The second half was scrappy, with Syracuse scoring first, but Carolina defended the home turf until the buzzer, winning 4-2.
Just playing with a little bit of passion, right? Anytime you come off of a loss, the one that we had the other day, you just got to kind of regroup and kind of have a response.
Our analyst Molly Malik is down at Dorrance to hear directly from the team following the big win. Molly.
Today, I'm joined by Ella Smith, who is a junior forward and midfielder for our women's soccer team here at UNC. And they won here at Dorrance Field against Syracuse just yesterday. So I'm excited to join you today, Ella. Want to ask you a couple questions.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
All right, so we're going to be walking a little bit of Dorrance. And my first question for you is, what was the energy like going into yesterday's game?
I think we were all just excited to be back at home. We haven't been here on Dorrance in so long, and so having that kind of energy of our fans back with us and going into what might be one of our last couple of home games of the season just made everybody really excited and want to bring back a win.
That's awesome. It was a really great win, really fun game to watch. I was in the airport watching and I loved it. Rooting for the Heels always. Yep. And now kind of moving on, you were missing two of your teammates, Riley Kennedy and Lauren Malsom. They've been out playing with the U17 FIFA Women's World Cup USA soccer team. And with that, they're going to be likely missing the last game of the season, regular game of the season. So what's it been like playing without them?
We obviously miss them and miss them on the field and in the locker room, but we're just so incredibly proud of everything that they're doing, and getting to watch and cheer them on a global stage is so exciting for them. And we're obviously so excited that they're going to be coming home soon. It'll be great to have our team fully back together. But until then, we just get to watch their games and watch them be great. I mean, Lauren's up for Golden Boot right now, so we're just cheering them on.
That's really awesome that y'all get to root from them from afar. And with that, I kind of want to shift the focus a little bit. Now, last year you were selected for the Moorhead Kane Scholarship as part of the sophomore intake process. What's it like balancing such a prestigious scholarship and the academics and rigor that come with that and playing D1 soccer?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously difficult sometimes because I am a perfectionist and I want to do as well as I can in both soccer and school. But the Moorhead Foundation is without a doubt the most supportive group of people that I could ask for, and they do everything in their power to make it a good experience for me, and then all I can try to do in return is be a good scholar for them and a good representative of that organization. And they've presented me with so many incredible opportunities already that I'm just grateful for it. And I, time management, prioritize what I can, and when I go to soccer I forget about school, when I'm at school I forget about soccer.
Well, I'm sure you've really nailed the balance. So now maybe we can, focus on some of your skills on the soccer field while we're here. Can you show us a couple moves?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. All right, we got a ball over here. Got to teach me something. So
yeah. Okay. So we can start first. Have you ever played soccer before?
I have. Okay. I've dribbled a little bit.
So we can pass the ball a little bit to start.
We can pass
just back and forth. Yeah.
Okay.
You got it. Okay.
Awesome. Ooh, trying the left foot there.
No, we're good. We're gonna try to juggle a little bit. Just a little.
Wow. Okay.
You got it. You can always try a bounce in between.
Okay. How am I even getting it up here?
You can use your use your hands to start. We're good.
Use my hands to start.
Just let
Drop
it bounce.
All right. Woo.
Yep, we're good.
Passing
we're good.
It back over.
You can also. Why don't we do a volley? So just hit it back in the air.
Okay.
Yeah. Totally
awesome.
fine.
Well, thank you so much for teaching me today.
Yeah.
It was really awesome getting to connect with you on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, Maddie, just like I said on Friday, I will not wear that gaudy orange, and I think the women proved that UNC blue is just better.
It is better. And speaking of things to wear, I am not excited to bundle up, so you know where I'll be. I'll be moving indoors with the winter sports.
That's right, and one of those is our women's basketball team.
They start their season in a preseason matchup against the South Carolina Gamecocks. Our reporter Kyla McGee tells us about two teammates who share a friendship that will last forever.
In 2014, India Navarre, Bobby Smith, Sydney Barker, and Rachel Douglas walked into the same North Carolina gym to play for the Carolina Flames.
Fourth grade is when we started playing together. We grew together. We grew as people, as basketball players, and just developed a relationship that's going to last forever.
Now, Navarre and Barker play for UNC. Smith plays for East Carolina, and Douglas plays for Alabama. Barker says their path to friendship was easy.
We always stayed after practice, talked early before practice, went to the lake, went out to eat, all the things. So I feel like it was kind of just a click.
Their first coach, Jordan Davis, saw something special among these girls.
They each brought a special contribution to the team.
Navarre dominated at the high school level. She was North Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year, and she won gold with Team USA in the U18 FIBA Cup in Argentina.
They had won gold, and we surprised her at the airport and she literally started crying. That was just a fun moment to be able to share with them.
Navarre enjoyed that moment as well, but she says the girls traveling to Chicago for her McDonald's All-American game was also special to her.
Having them there, because they were there through my whole process, and then having them there to celebrate another accomplishment that I had it just meant the world to me.
Zanetta Hill was their AAU coach in middle school.
The camaraderie that they had and still have, the sisterhood that they had and still have. I mean, it was unlike any other group.
The girls went in different directions for college, but that never broke their bond.
It's still that same tight, close-knit dynamic when we get back together and we still miss each other.
In December of 2022, everyone decided to create yet another memory with this simple tattoo. 5 hearts to symbolize all the 5 girls. And yes, I'm the second oldest. The girls enter their 11th year of friendship. They're excited to celebrate each other's future milestones, such as graduations and more. I'm Kyla McGee reporting.
Navarre and Barker's story shows us the Carolina fan base that is more than just basketball.
And on the men's side of things, North Carolina's men's basketball hit the road for the first time this season, facing a tough test out west against BYU. It was a fast-paced battle from the opening tip. The Tar Heels came out strong. Caleb Wilson made his presence known early, throwing down a two-handed dunk in transition to spark the offense. BYU answered with a sharp perimeter shooting, knocking down threes to keep the game tight through the first half. Out of the break, Seth Trimble attacked the lane for a tough finish that gave Carolina a brief lead, but the Cougars continued to respond. In the final minute, UNC had a chance to tie, but a contested jumper rimmed out. BYU hit key free throws down the stretch to seal a 78-76 win, handing the Tar Heels the preseason loss despite a gritty performance on the road. To break down the narrow loss, let's head over to our basketball analyst, Grace Nugent, who has a few tricks up her sleeve. Grace?
Thanks, Emma. A narrow 2-point loss to number 8 BYU. Let's break it down. Now, it would be fantastic if we had an expert in the building who just happened to be a 4-time All-American, national champion, adjunct professor, and a former National Player of the Year. Oh, wait. Tyler Hansborough is in studio today. Tyler, welcome to the studio. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's get down to some analyzing. You had an incredible career here as a forward. UNC has a rising star in the same position. Can you take me through this defensive possession of Caleb Wilson on BYU's AJ DeBonsa?
Absolutely. First of all, we're going to see a switch. One thing about Caleb that he does great is he can guard multiple positions. You see him locking up AJ right there. He's going to switch on to him right there. And one thing that makes Caleb special is his length and athleticism. Gave him the ability to block that shot and get a shot clock violation. That's one thing that Caleb does really well, is he can guard and he can contest shots.
I know he has his defense, but let's talk about his offense and just the offense in general. There's no really number 1 point guard so far this season. You had Seth Trimble and Caleb Wilson leading scoring against BYU. What stood out to about this offense to you, and what do you think their potential is for the rest of the season?
Well, the first thing that stood out is we got a lot more second chances, because what I mean by that is we have so much more size this year. We're going to give ourselves the ability to get offensive rebounds, get putbacks, especially with Visar in there, 7-footer, Caleb's athleticism. But with the point guard position, that's going to be a big question. I think Kyan Evans is a guy that can come in, kind of lead the team, pass, and he has the ability to score.
I mean, they definitely have more size than they did last year. The Tar Heels will return to the Dean Dome for the first time this season on Wednesday. Tyler, what do you want to see out of this team?
Well, first of all, in the exhibition games, I always look for what can we do best. Usually I don't focus on the other team. I would like for us to get into some type of rhythm. I like for us to play with pace up and down the court, play very good defensively, make sure our defensive rotations are on point, everybody's on a string. And then also offensively, we want to make sure we're getting great quality shots. I think that's going to be a big key for this team going forward.
Well, Hansborough is not only a name in the Dean Dome rafters, but also now in the classroom. Reporters Alexandria Jones and Molly Malik take us through Tyler Hansborough's journey to teaching.
Tyler Hansborough never pictured himself back in the classroom. but when a new opportunity presented itself, he jumped at it.
This is uncharted water for me. I never thought I'd be, a professor, but I've really enjoyed it.
Tyler has been a guest lecturer in Professor Livis Freeman's classes through the years, which ultimately led to his status as a visiting professor for the sports communication course this semester. He brings a wealth of knowledge and his experience in the sporting world.
I think has a lot of values from an athlete's perspective, because a lot of kids want to be a journalist or deal with sports communication in some capacity.
Tyler isn't the only one excited about his teaching.
So yeah, I think it'll be really hard to find a class that will top this, especially as someone who's so passionate about sports.
There's no better professor than Livis Freeman to support Tyler's first teaching endeavors.
And so for Tyler being a first-time instructor, it's really good because I'm able to kind of guide him and give him some of the the best practices.
Together, Livis and Tyler are bringing in top-notch speakers like former head coach Roy Williams.
But also, I don't think how somebody's represented the university throughout the years like Coach Williams.
While we're not in the class, 96 eager students gather in these seats.
Mijo 377, formerly known as Sports Communication, meets in Carroll Hall, room 33, on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I'm Alex Jones.
And I'm Molly Malik, reporting.
Well, Tyler, so sad that I missed out on taking your class, but UNC students are lucky to have a national champion as a professor. Guys, back to you at the desk.
UNC Wrestling had the blue versus white scrimmage Saturday in Carmichael. In the 133-pound match, true freshman Matthew Botello had a dominating performance, beating redshirt junior Max Martin by a technical fall. Following the match at 141 pounds, Luke Simcox continued the dominance, pinning Elias Nevada in the third round. Finally, Robert Platt, who's ranked in the preseason top 30 for 197 pounders, had his match against Mikey Calcuno in overtime before he broke the tie by scoring a takedown. The white team won the inter-squad meet.
And from the mat to the pool, on Friday, Swim and Dive traveled to Charlottesville to take on Virginia. Ben Delmar shined with the nation's finest time in the 200 breast. However, the men fell just short, losing by one. The women also fell 203 to 90. The heels' next meet is in 2 weeks at South Carolina. The number 24 UNC women's golf team took on one of the best fields yet at the Landfall Traditional in Wilmington this weekend. The Tar Heels captured the title shooting 5 under par. Megan Stryker and Marie Prats-Rigwall led UNC, finishing second and third respectively. The win marks UNC's first tournament victory of the season, topping 5 higher-ranked teams. And to cap off the women, UNC women's tennis captured at the Rome Tennis Center Collegiate Invitational in Georgia. The Tar Heels stood out in singles with Alana Boyce and Theodore Radman leading the charge through a string of strong wins. And doubles, UNC couldn't quite find the same spark, dropping several tight matches. Still, the weekend showed real depth across Carolina's singles lineup.
You see me at the board, you know what time it is. It's time for Play of the Week, featuring highlights from UNC women's soccer and volleyball. We have 2 standout moments. First, Kate Fossey nets a beautiful header this weekend against Syracuse, securing the win for the Tar Heels. And on the volleyball court, Sophie Hampton fires a massive back row attack, showing off her power for the Tar Heels, sealing the highlight reel for the weekend. We have 2 awesome plays this week, both from our female domination. Don't forget to vote for your favorite play on our Instagram story. Emma, back to you at the desk.
I mean, Maddie, that's right. Our women totally showcased their skills this weekend. But personally, I loved the UNC ice hockey team's performance. UNC ice hockey season is in full swing, but the show is just getting started for the Heels. Reporter Eliza Jennings walks us through the rivalry weekend against the Wolfpack.
In all college sports, rivalries run deep, but at Carolina, there's something special about the teams right down the road. UNC hockey has been gearing up for what might be their biggest month of the season, including several face-offs against NC State.
I didn't know about the rivalry at all beforehand, so I mean, you could feel it as soon as you step on the ice. Like, there's definitely something going on.
It's been a season of finding rhythm for the team since making the shift to D1.
I think like we definitely had like a slow start, but it kind of just made us realize that we've got to step it up. And I think that we've kind of been showing that change slowly. You know, the team coming together and kind of shifting that culture.
The team aims to take their matchups against State as an opportunity to grow their game for the rest of the season.
Learn a lot about, you know, what we got to do to kind of improve and what we've been doing good so far.
This weekend, the hard work paid off for the Heels. They came home from Greensboro with a win, reminding the Wolfpack whose house this belongs to.
Always super fun games, and I think like every game, including our rivalry games, have kind of elevated a little bit in terms of, you know, how serious we're taking it and how like ready we are for them.
I'm Eliza Jennings, reporting.
UNC Hockey assistant captain Adam Zakowski is here with us to break down the weekend. Adam, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Emma.
Okay, we've got to start off with the state rivalry. How did your week go? The thoughts before that game?
Yeah, we practiced really well all week. We knew it was coming up on the weekend, so everybody was super dialed in.
On Friday, State takes that first win, but your coach even said after that game that you guys were the more dominant team, putting so many shots on net. So what was the mindset going into Saturday's game?
Yeah, we know they had a really good goalie. We knew we had to get bodies to the front of the net to make sure he couldn't see the puck. So that was what really helped us on Saturday.
Yeah, now Saturday was a completely different story than the Friday game. You guys scored first. How did that momentum fuel the rest of the game?
Yeah, knowing that we could put the puck behind him really helped us with confidence through the entire game.
And Adam, it's your senior season. With about 2 minutes left, you score that game-winning goal. I mean, talk to me about that feeling, scoring the goal, having your teammates come over and hug you, rushing the ice afterwards.
Yeah, you know, you only get so many more left, right? So you have to savor every moment. It was an amazing feeling, one I won't forget.
Adam, the team doesn't play this weekend, so what game are you looking forward to watching?
Yeah, women's basketball against South Carolina should be super exciting.
I mean, I'm excited for that too, but also our field hockey team plays Duke on Friday. I mean, that's a rivalry you just can't miss, and you can catch the preview here on Friday. That does it for this edition of Sports Extra.
We'll be back on Friday for a spooky preview of an exciting Halloween weekend of Carolina athletics.